Hi there, all you super scientists. Today, I was putting my science thinking cap on because I am so ready for summer. And I was thinking about all the times that I like to go to the ocean or the lake and how some things in the water seem to sink and some things seem to float. Why is that? That is such a crazy thing. Imagine that I bring a beach ball to the beach, and I bring a bowling ball to the beach, and we're playing with our beach ball, and it gets thrown into the water. Do you think the beach ball will sink or float? Our beach ball will float because it's less dense than the water. But our bowling ball, if we throw a bowling ball into the water, it's going to sink because it is more dense. What I learned about water when I had my science thinking cap on was that when we are at the ocean or if we're at the beach, that things will float if it is less dense than the water, but it will sink if it's more dense than the water. So a bowling ball is more dense because it has more particles of matter in the given space. So here's an example. You can imagine all these people in the car are the little particles. All the particles in the bowling ball are nice and close together, which is what makes it nice and dense and heavy. But our beach ball, all the little particles are spread apart. It has air in it, so the pieces of matter are farther apart, which means it's less dense than the water and it will float. Now another interesting thing is our beach water at the ocean and our lake water is kind of different. If you've been to the beach, you know that the water kind of has a salty taste. That's right, ocean water has salt. And the salt in ocean water makes it more dense. So, do you think things will float differently in salty water and in fresh water? We are going to find out in this egg experiment. For this egg experiment, you need 2 glasses of water, 3 tablespoons of salt, and 2 eggs. I'm going to get all my materials ready, and then I will meet you when the experiment is ready to happen. See you in a second. Hi friends, I have our experiment all set up. Here is our cup of fresh water and our cup of salt water, and I have our eggs ready for their experiment. First, let's try our fresh water. Let's see what happens. So that egg automatically sinks to the bottom. So we know that the egg is more dense than the water. The egg is more compact. All the particles of matter are closer together. All right. I guess he can stay in there. Go ahead and stay in there, Mr. Egg. All right, salt water here. Let's see what our egg tells us about the density of the salt water. Ready? Look at that. Do you see him? The egg is floating at the top. So we know that when we add the salt water is more dense than the egg. So now the egg is less dense than the water. Isn't that neat? Now we kind of understand why things float more in the ocean. So I'm curious what kind of experiments you can do with this. You can measure all sorts of things with density using this basic experiment. You can maybe try using Powerade. Powerade has different ingredients like salt in it. Maybe that will make the water more dense so things will float easier. You can try different objects. You could try little rocks to test the density of the water and of the object. So let me know what you think of, and thank you for joining me for this egg experiment. Have a great day. Bye.